Happy Easter, everybody. It is decree and declare time. And before I start this decree and declare, I did kind of want to talk about Job for a little bit because we're in Job 3. And Job 3 has been very interesting to write decrees and declares from. But however, I think there's something really powerful in it. Job 3, I'm in Job right now too, in my own personal walk. And part of me kind of feels like when I'm reading Job, it's almost like opposite world, right? Like whatever is being said, like the opposite is true, but I don't think that's right. Like I just don't think that's correct. What the friends are saying and what Job is saying is not true. The opposite is not true. It almost seems like there's this third option, right? Like there's this third road that is God's road, where his thoughts are higher than our thoughts and his understanding is higher than our understanding. And I talked about in my last real talk that I really do believe that Job, God was just really excited to present this opportunity to reveal himself to Job in a new way. To be able to know that his son was going to ask him questions and that he would come down himself to audibly answer those questions and reveal himself to his son. And so when I'm trying to go through Job 3, part of me is like, what the heck did I get myself into? Like, real. But part of me thinks that it's so necessary. I am telling you that I have been where Job has been in Job 3. And what I find significant is that, like, Job lost, like, his family and his riches. Like, literally, people were coming one right after another. Boom, 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 boom. One wasn't even leaving before the other one came to say, dude, you're losing everything. And Job was kind of like, okay, God giveth, God take it away. However, when it seems like when the enemy went and actually started to attack him physically, it seemed to be the final straw. And I find something very significant in that. What does that mean? I feel like Job is just so weary in this time and has lost all hope. And he's physically in pain, he's emotionally in pain, he's lost everything. And so I've been where he has been. I remember being in a place of going like, God, just take me home because being with you is so much easier. And when in this decree and declare I'm about ready to speak about, that is what Job is saying. Like Job is saying, like, I will find rest if I was not even born. I would find rest if I was just not here, if I didn't exist. And so as I try to decree and declare through this and making it positive and really kind of bringing God's light to it, I don't want to lose the fact that I know what it feels like to lose that kind of hope. And to be like, dude, it would just be so much easier, God, if I was with you. Like, I just don't even want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to be here in this area anymore. Like, just take me home. Just take me home. And so it's interesting to listen to and read Job 3 now and be like, man, that's how I used to sound. And I don't want to be that person anymore. Like, I want to be joyful in God's life. And so, again, I am still honoring Job's words. Like, you're going to hear me talking about exactly what Job is saying in the scriptures. Again, I'm using the Message version. It's just easier to write, like, for me to do it through this version for this difficult of a subject. I don't usually use the Message, but I do for this. But I'm also going to speak life into it. So here we are in Job 3, the one right before the last part. So I decree and declare, I will learn to rest in you. I understand what Job feels like when he wished he was stillborn and never saw the light. He states that there the wicked no longer would trouble him, and him being bone weary would finally receive his deserved rest. God, I decree I want to find that rest in the glory of your life, not by dying prematurely. Unlike in Job's distress of thinking death or absence of birth was the only way to bring sleep that is undisturbed, to never again wake up to the sting of the enemy. I believe I can have that in you right now in my surrender to your rest. In you, the small and the great are equal in this place, and slaves are free from their masters. Even when I feel miserable, you give me light. Even when I am bitter, you sow mercy and give me life. Thank you for loving me through my anger and bitterness. I hope that can touch somebody's heart, especially someone who's going through a very hopeless season. And then the next decree and declare, what I have to go through in Job is all about his struggle with wanting to leave this earth prematurely. I have to be very careful what I can and can't say. I'm still learning that on social media. I'm very interested in doing that. I'm excited in doing that, and I'm also nervous as heck. But I know that God will walk me through it. I love you guys. Happy Easter. Know that you can live this life of rest and peace and joy and abundantness because he died for you on that cross. And I will see you guys next week.